On Thin Ice, we are following Damon Weaver. He's a graphic novelist. He's released several graphic novels, which are basically a version of comic books. And he has come to Grandview for a book signing of his new graphic novel. But he's being haunted by a ghost who we have no idea who he is at first because his face is masked, very much like a supervillain out of a comic book. And he's haunting Damon with all kinds of ice-related things, which Melinda and Eli will piece together to uncover how this ghost died and his identity, and hopefully get to that fact before it's too late for Damon Weaver. Well, Margaret Cho, this is her second episode on the series, and we're really happy to have her here. And in fact, Margaret, on her first day that she came to set for this episode, said that she in fact is a big comic book fan, as her character portrays in this episode, so it worked out well for us. So she actually knew a lot of the references that we were making in the script and was pretty excited about it.
I'm very into comic books. I'm very into alternative comic books, so I know a lot about them. I've been drawn by some of the greatest comic book artists ever. Dan Clowes, Adrian Tomine, Peter Baggy, all these really incredible people have used me as their inspiration. So I know quite a few comic book artists. I'm a big fan of all of the different genres and all of the different worlds of comic book art. It's an incredible medium to get into. I think you can learn a lot about drama and how to tell a story by reading an expertly drawn comic and expertly written comic. It's one of the true joys of life, and so I am excited to be in this episode where I actually am a comic expert, because I am somewhat of one. So I love that. Well, I think I believe in ghosts for sure. I live in a haunted house. I've been there for about 10 years, and my ghosts there have not been a disturbance to me or anything, but I know that there's something there. It's an old house. It was built in the 20s, and there's this sort of sense of a presence there, and I've always felt it. And I've seen ghosts in my lifetime, and more when I was a child. I think when you're a kid, you're more open to seeing things that maybe don't appear to other people. So I definitely believe in it. I think that there is a lot of truth in it. I think that there's a lot of mystery in life that we don't know and we don't understand, and so I appreciate the idea or the presence of ghosts. It's a comforting thing that life does not end with death, that it goes on, or it can go on, and it can be pretty happy and pretty great.
I write with my partner, who also happens to be my sister, Joy Blake, and we came up with this idea together. And at first it was going to be about a horror novelist, kind of like a Stephen King. And he was going to be haunted in various ways that were reflections of scary things that he'd written in his various horror novels. But over the process of breaking the story, it changed to be a graphic novelist, because we figured that would be a bit more visual for the show, because we're, as you will see, planning to use some illustration style shots and visual effects that will really bring to life the feeling of a comic book. Probably the most exciting thing about this episode is the whole visual aspect of it. Our production designer, Mei Ling Chen, created an amazing space for our graphic novelist character. It's his studio, and she transformed a loft space that we've utilized many times in the past for various episodes into a really colorful, beautiful studio for this guy to work in, and it's covered with all kinds of comic book illustrations, and it really just came out great, and I think it's going to look wonderful on film.
So there you have it. I'm Margaret Cho.
I'm Melissa Blake. Please tune in to On Thin Ice, Friday at 8 p.m. on CBS.